25.
So we have reached the final for Michael Smith.
25.
This is a regular occurrence, although it's the first time we've seen him in a Pro Tour final in 2022. However, he did make a couple of finals this year already, something called the UK Open, something called the World Championship. Didn't win either of them, though. Is it time to make amends on the bread and butter of professional darts? Or can John O'Shea, who's playing in his first PDC final, pick up his first title? The Joker from Ireland starts with a ton 40. Mark Webster is alongside me for this one. Michael Smith will be the heavy favourite, but there have been highlights in this run to the final from John O'Shea, where he's been throwing in the sort of mid to high 90s. And if he can produce that kind of standard, he has got more than a chance in this one.
Well, I think the key, he needs to hang around in the early exchanges in this match.
57.
If you let Bully Boy run away with this final, we've seen what he did to Damon Heta in the semi-final. Blew Damon away from 2 apiece, so
58.
Early moments are important, and John O'Shea will have to expect a better performance from Michael Smith than he got from Dave Chisnell in that semi-final. Chizzy just couldn't get anything going.
140.
And ultimately succumbed in the semi-finals on the Pro Tour again. But a sterner test for John O'Shea here. And already his throws in a spot of bother.
125.
Michael Smith managed to lose the first 2 legs of his semi-final against Damon Heta and then rattled off the next 7 in a row.
57.
And he has consistently been where his average for the day is 99. He's been around there all day, not even had a game off.
Michael Smith
47.
Impressive performance against Ricky Evans earlier, but it wasn't just the performance in victory and the average, it was the finishing. And you mentioned it, Dan, not walking on the last start. We've seen it again there, and he's got a little niggling foot injury at the minute. Whether that's, I don't know whether that's making him not walk on the last start, but it's certainly done him no harm.
Game shot.
But that is a good finish from John O'Shea. You're in a final, you need a settler. That is a real settler, a 10+ finish, and O'Shea holds through in the opening leg.
140.
Fascinating career that John O'Shea's had in this game. He's been around a long time. He's actually played Michael Smith in this venue before
60.
and beaten him. Beat him at a UK Open qualifier back in 2011. One of only a very small handful of PDC events that he played prior to getting his tour card this year. He is the world master, of course. They've not held the tournament since he won it. But that
96.
is quite literally the only thing he's won in his WDF, BDO, PDC career. I'm sure he's won lots of Opens and various tournaments all around the place. But when you're looking at
91.
actual organisational darts, that's it. It's the only final he's made until today.
Well, he's 100% in finals then, isn't he?
180.
And this would cause some stir if he won this final. I mean, not a major win like the World Masters, but in terms of the way he's
90.
forward in his career and the development, it would be a massive win for John O'Shea. It's still been a brilliant day for him regardless of the outcome here.
Yeah, well, you're looking in your first few weeks in the PDC, just have a good day or two which convinces you, yeah, well, I can do this.
Game shot.
Michael Smith levels up the final, but as well, when you've switched from the WDF, when you suddenly have a good run to a semi-final, you don't associate the prize money from the WDF, no disrespect to what you get here, and all of a sudden you think, right, let's really knuckle down. Like we said, there's some big prize money involved. We were talking about Martin Lukeman earlier, who's on the verge of qualifying for the match play, the European Championship, the Worlds, and all of a sudden, a player who, I want to say, a bit of a journeyman, only just sort of got himself through. He's never won any big prize money. We've got win a lot of prize money this year, Martin Lukeman, and that could open more doors, particularly if John O'Shea might get that same sort of urge now and go and try and qualify for events.
93.
Well, I've heard it said, Webby, that get yourself to the Players' Championship finals and the World Championship, and that's a good basis to build on. That's a fair assessment, isn't it?
Platform is the word I like to use. Look, I do go to the well once too often with that, but I stand by it.
No, wait, wisdom.
The
126.
words of wisdom. And then a few European tours, have a couple of runs there, you're laughing, getting the match play, win one of them, then you're in the Premier
Game
League,
shot.
won the World Series, and then that gives you a real platform. Become the world champion millionaire. But no, in seriousness, make the Worlds, because you've got to accumulate 20, 25 grand to get there anyway.
140.
And John O'Shea has jumped into those spots. You don't really start talking about the Worlds in May, but before you know it, it's September, then that's where they're really looking forward to.
43.
It's an encouraging start from John O'Shea, because that 11 darter there for the Irishman was just a little signal to
100.
Michael Smith that he's got firepower.
What's key here as well, John O'Shea's got the dart. If he hangs around, Michael Smith will get frustrated because he's a
60.
massive favourite in this final. If O'Shea sneaks a break, 'cause he's well capable of popping in a 12 dart and all of a sudden hold, it's 4-1. And then Michael Smith's really under it.
137. $58.
Michael Smith, who heads off to Sheffield after the conclusion of these two Pro Tours. He'll face Johnny Clayton, table topper in the Premier League. He's had a couple of days off.
99.
Went for it. Well, that's a change of plan, because 2 legs ago, when he had 130 and he had a dart at the bullseye, he decided not to set it up on tops because John O'Shea wasn't on a finish.
140.
There, he's gone for it. And I wonder if that's just a random decision he's made, or whether he wanted
Game
to send
shot.
a little message to his opponent.
You know, maybe just John O'Shea was
So far back, do we
was
like?
ridiculously far
Yeah.
back, wasn't he? He could have drop kicked the dart. But 2 legs apiece. There we see the early averages, but it's a
99.
good start for John O'Shea. You kind of expect Michael Smith to average 100, 100 plus, but John O'Shea, who was nowhere near this level against Dave Chisnell, but has rose to the
140.
occasion. And maybe, I never like the same playing with freedom because there'll be pressure on John O'Shea. Finals don't come on often long. You made the point. He's only ever been in one big final.
48.
So you put personal pressure on yourself, but there'll be a sense of, I've done a good job today in regards to what happens in
58.
this final for John O'Shea, but having the darts and the way he started, he'll fancy it.
100.
Well, Michael Smith appears to have just played at this level from the very first start of the day and stayed there, and it's been good enough to win every single game. Nobody's even been able to take him to a last leg decider.
101.
Yeah, and James Wilson, like I said, Damon Heta, both got 2-0 up, but it's if it just angered Michael Smith. He didn't panic, and he has
75.
eliminated that bit of head shaking from his game, and even throughout the Premier League, it's been a real topsy-turvy campaign for him. It looks like it's going to end in failure again, but it's
60.
great moments for Michael Smith.
Well, it is a illustration of the esteem in which he's
59.
held, that reaching the World Final and the UK Open Final already this year, and people are talking about Michael Smith not doing enough.
Yeah, 68 scores.
Hasn't done enough to take out the 142.
86.
Well, O'Shea started with a 105 to hold his throw. Just shuffling along. Get a good look at the tops.
Game
Brilliant
shot.
from John O'Shea. And maybe now Michael Smith might get a little bit frustrated. We're not at the halfway stage yet, but
45.
there's a little opening for O'Shea. And like I said, he's capable of popping in a 12, 15 dart leg. And then all of a sudden it puts a different complex on the final.
Well, right
57.
now he's 3 out of 3 on double top, John O'Shea. Checkouts of 105, 50 and that 120. And if he continues to hit double top with that regularity, then Michael Smith
180.
is going to be facing an examination.
To maximum apiece.
96.
Sixth leg. Michael Smith has done well after that 45 start. O'Shea didn't really jump all over it.
60.
Starting to show a little bit of frustration, Michael Smith.
$100. $97.
down the board. Single 19 would have left him perhaps a combo finish he'd have preferred, but the treble
78.
leaves him a bit of an awkward one, this.
Yeah, it's Michael, 2 double 18s. Oh, there's confidence.
87.
170 is a long shot.
It's a long shot. Too long in the end.
130.
Setups there, but Michael Smith, and this would be for 6 holds in this final.
Game
And
shot.
that is a holder throw. Michael Smith levels up again. Still no break of throw for Bully Boy, but he's put himself in a position. But credit to John O'Shea, who's responded on both occasions when he's been waiting on a finish to break with a
100.
10+ finish.
From what I've seen of Michael
180.
Smith so far today, there's been so little drama. I haven't had legs where he's been stuck on doubles and unable to finish them.
140.
He may not be scoring as heavily as he can. There aren't many people who can score as heavily as Michael Smith when he's playing his top game. But he's getting to the end
96.
of legs and he's tidying them up. It's on to the next one. It's over and over again. He did that against Ricky Evans for the entire game.
Yeah, that was that one little wobble when it had a
100.
20 dart leg. But yeah, it was a very controlled performance against Ricky Evans. And it is, yeah, he's not invited any pressure. He's not panicked when he's trailed, because he has trailed at times.
140.
Today, Michael Smith, particularly when it was Heta and James Wilson, 2-0 on both occasions, but just rectified the situation. And he's been knocking on the door to break throw.
81.
And every time O'Shea's had the answer with a 10+ finish, didn't leave a 10+ finish there. And Smith, is this the first break?
Game shot.
Is the first break, and he has been threatening it, and credit to Michael Smith. He gets that first break, and a sporting nod of a head from John O'Shea. He's had to be patient, Michael. It's taken to the 7th leg, but he's in front in this final for the first time.
140. $58.
14 senior titles in PDC darts, Michael Smith, as well as all that stuff he won as a youngster.
180.
Brilliant. Little spell from Michael Smith. I always remember his first ranking title was in Barnsley, but at the time it was only ranked in the UK Open.
96.
£6,000, but all it did was get him in the UK Open. Didn't contribute towards the match play or anything. I remembered him saying, just my luck, but to be fair to him, I think we knew back then we had something special.
65.
Surely that major win isn't far off, but you'll keep knocking on the door.
100.
Well, as you mentioned earlier today, 3 wins in consecutive weeks in the Premier League, which I
56.
firmly believe any of the 8 in the Premier League can put together. And even Michael Smith could find himself squeezing into the playoffs. A good midweek here in
180.
Wigan might be the catalyst for it. There's pressure on this, though, from John O'Shea out of absolutely nowhere. And it is
Game shot.
another unfussy kill from Michael Smith. He's done this all day.
Yeah, and when he misses doubles, he's a double chaser. He chases round the ball. We're not seeing that. And look, there's not a great deal to look at there. You'd have half expected maybe a little shuffle to the right, shuffle to the left, but he just went straight out.
60.
It's aggressive, but it's controlled aggression from Michael Smith, and he's 3 away from victory here. But yeah, Michael Smith. You said any player's winning a capable winning 3.
100.
I don't think he makes the playoffs for me, Michael Smith, but I think he deserves to win one. It'd be nice if he won one and all the players have picked up a victory on the Premier League in this new format. So
100.
he goes there with victory here. Be back tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough one to get in the top 4, but even to end the campaign with a bit of a high to go into all the
84.
things like the match play coming up, which is, of course, where we've seen Michael Smith go and reach the final before now.
180.
To the World Cup as well. Well, at the minute he is. James Wade. That is right, isn't it? Yeah, James
57.
Wade, Michael Smith.
Yeah, Michael Smith, number 4 in the world. James Wade, number 5, the top 2 ranked English players.
And that's another new pairing for England, because we've seen
99.
Cross with Michael. We've seen James with Chizzy. So Been a lot of shuffling in the England team. Haven't had much success. We haven't had any
115.
success since Adrian Lewis and Phil Taylor stopped representing. But that would be a good side this year, James Wade and Michael Smith.
30.
Interesting that he didn't go 7 tops there, John O'Shea. Only mind he hasn't missed tops. He will come back looking at double 16.
55.
Just to stay in touch. Maybe not leaving that tops good horns.
Game
It doesn't.
shot.
Good last one and keeps the breaker throw to 1. And whilst it's only 1 and Michael Smith's against the darts, he will not be feeling 100% comfortable
85.
in this final.
That is one of his better performances of the day statistically, John O'Shea. It's one of Michael Smith's better ones. He's got
134.
a intriguing final. We have seen some close ones. Seen one
180.
go the distance between Dirk van Dijvenbode and Ryan Searle. Michael Smith will be very keen for that not to happen again.
That was a ridiculously easy 180 as well.
123.
But only finds himself 8 points in front here. He's been very resilient, John O'Shea, here. I think many would have been guilty of thinking this was going to be one-way traffic this
123.
final.
You must have played Michael Smith when he's in full flight and think, well, there's no point in me being here. Sometimes he must make you feel like that, doesn't he?
92.
At the beginning, he was quick, but he wasn't as clinical as he is now. But yeah, he's made me look very ordinary. Before you say anything else,
97.
there's a few players done it, but Michael Smith, yeah, in full flow is a joy to watch. And
55.
shots look a real doddle. I mean, at the World Championship, he was just on it, wasn't he? You knew it was going to take something special to beat him. He's in that epic with Johnny Clayton, Gerwin Price, and the
Game
heartbreak of
shot.
the final with Peter Wright. But when it all clicks into gear, he's one of the best. But he's just got to find it at the biggest moments in matches at the finals, and he will get that major title. But well, say if he clicks into gear, but no guarantees
60.
he will get that major title. If he'll have to keep knocking on the door. But he's looking like adding another ranking title here, 2 legs away.
Still got to get over the
134.
line here. But if he carries on playing in the manner that he is, particularly at the end of legs. Yes, he's missed
96.
some darts at double, but I'll be astonished, I'll be amazed, I would imagine, when they collate the stats at the end of today and find out how many times Michael Smith has come to the board with a
140.
finish and it's just gone, irrespective of how many darts at double he's had. Just feels like if he gets within striking distance, he's going the vast
93.
majority of the time.
Yeah, you have to argue doubles is the main clinch in Michael Smith's armour, isn't it? He's if you are going to get
100.
change out of Michael Smith, it's rarely with the scoring, it's the finishing. It could make things a lot easier for himself here.
45.
And he's got time with a 1-2-7. This for a double break. A key moment in this final. Stay up there. Yeah, it's great
87.
setup play. Everything about Michael Smith today has been composed, it's been clinical, it's been neat and tidy. And it should be a 7-4 lead in a race to 8.
137.
Another pressure applying setup shot from John O'Shea. And
Game
Michael
shot.
Smith is up to it once again. A 13 darter, a break of throw, and the bully boy is a leg away from his first title of 2022. It has not been the sort of turbocharged scoring of Michael Smith. Although that is
180.
a 19th 180 of the day for him. It has been efficient, business-like darts from him all the way through today.
180.
He has not had one poor performance. No, average hasn't dropped below 95 and a bit in any individual game.
Yeah, and you are going to make yourself hard to beat, as it's proven here.
57.
Credit to John O'Shea, though. You just go a double break down, and you see your opponents down at the max. It'd be easy just to think, well, that's my run to the day ended.
140.
He's very resilient. Like I said, some of the games have been a bit scrappy, but he's come out on the winning end. The game against Mike Kive over in the quarter-final, he found a way. Dave Chisley found a way.
56.
Doesn't look like he's going to find a way here, but fine day's work for John O'Shea. Still not done yet, but he's got a lot of work to do. But it looks like he's going to wrestle one of the breaks back. Well, he's going to get a chance to wrestle one of the breaks back.
100.
Assume.
81 may only be one dart at the bullseye.
100.
Smith, no guarantee to get a dart at double from 108. 12 segment. For the bull. And a
56.
chance now for Smith to win it. 417s for tops as his usual route.
Yeah, for the match. And the title. Well, you got that one wrong, Dan. He went for the big 3.
88.
Michael Smith still in charge of this final, but will be disappointed after going off 180. But that's more credit this man rather than Michael Smith taking his out of the
Game
prize.
shot.
And that's one of those breaks back. We're not done here yet. We write John O'Shea off a bit too early in this final.
Yeah, it's the first time he's broken the bully boy's throw. Hold his throw here, which he's managed to do a number of times in this game. And there's only one in it.
Yeah, all he's got to do is hold,
100.
break, and hold. And he's the champ. But he holds here. There'll be some nerves for the first time for
134.
Michael Smith, because no disrespect to John O'Shea, this isn't a final Michael Smith would have envisaged ever losing when he came into it. And that's not being disrespectful. That's the way these top
125.
players think. When they get in a final against a player making their maiden final, they expect to get the job done. They expect that experience of being a
26.
winner on tour to get them there.
It's his worst visit of the match, that one, Michael Smith. And it's not the time for things like that to start happening for the bully boy.
140.
Maybe John O'Shea can take a little bit of confidence from that.
140.
It's a good visit, but O'Shea can just set up. A little readjustment there. I think it was a loose step. Really
96.
neat and tidy again from John O'Shea. And all of a sudden, Michael Smith, he goes in with a 60, a 59, a 57 when he's chasing
130.
round. It may be the first time that he's felt edginess today, provided John O'Shea holds up his end of the bargain here. Getting ahead of myself, and he doesn't,
20.
and all the hard work. So is this the match for Michael Smith?
Two match starts. And
66.
both of them are missed. Michael Smith on his favourite double 10, and the double 5 doesn't come to his rescue.
Can it come to John O'Shea's rescue? Oh, he was on his way, I think. Steady on, John. Michael Smith turns away. Oh, that
10.
is so unlucky. A well-thrown dart, but surely this time Michael Smith wraps up this final for his first title of the year.
Frustrated in the Worlds and the UK
Game
Open,
shot
but
and
not
match.
in Wigan today. Michael Smith with a tiny wobble, an uncharacteristic wobble right at the end there, beats John O'Shea by 8 legs to 5 to pick up his first title of 2022. That's the first time we've seen John O'Shea reach a PDC final, and maybe it won't be the last. Might